Hello guys, today I would like to show you how to remove this head. This is a 2006 Mercedes Sprinter, also known as Dodge Sprinter and Freightliner Sprinter. It's the same engine, it's a 2.7 liter diesel, 5-cylinder diesel. Before I begin removing it, I would just like to let you know that these bolts here, this is the E type of bolts, and this is the E. So they're gonna be like 6 bolts on this side to remove, 6 over here, and when removing, do not forget about this bolt and this bolt, or you could end up breaking the head. Those need to come out. This is the kit that I'm going to be using by Gear Range. I was buying individual pieces, but turns out they don't have some individual pieces that I actually needed. So today I end up buying this Gear Range set here. It's not a cheap set, but if you're gonna be doing this engine, I recommend you get it. It is a little bit special on the inside with the E's and stuff, because these bolts, they're shaped specially. This set is like, I think like $41, $45 with tax or something at Advanced Auto Parts. I've checked other stores. I've tried like Home Depot. That's the closest to me. They don't have anything in E's, so I probably just needed an E12 14, which I already have. I just needed probably 16 and the 18, and apparently I have to get the whole set, which is kind of good. I never know what else I'm gonna run into, because over here, when I removed this bolt here that was inside, this was the E12, and the transmission bolts, they're basically E14. I'm not sure what these are. These could be a 16 or 18. Kind of looks like an 18 to me. This might be a 14. So I'm gonna try to open the package and let you guys know what kind of size you'll need here. Okay, I got my kit opened, and looks like these bolts here in the ends, this is E12 and this is a E18, and as you could tell, it kind of fits nicely, like it's made for it. I mean, the tool just goes in there perfectly in these holes, and same thing here. It's possible that you could use other tools to open this, but I mean, would you really want to? When you're inside of the head, it's so easy to strip these bolts, especially if it's really tight in here. So anyways, what I'm gonna try to do next is go ahead and remove all these bolts. But before I get to it, just to give you guys an idea, okay, you'll need to start removing them kind of like in this order. This is the third bolt from the back, so you'll need to remove this one, which is the third one. So this would be like 1, and then it'll go like 2, 3, 4, and it's gonna be like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and like 13, 14. Kind of like that, you know. You just basically need to keep hopping from front to back. I probably kind of showed you just a little bit off, because I'm not really seeing exactly what I'm doing as I'm videotaping. I'm gonna show it again. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So basically I come up with the same answer. So yeah, these two would be the last to remove. I'm not sure if it's really important to remove them in this order, but this is the way it's recommended by the book. So this is exactly the way I'm going to be doing it. Putting it in, it might be the same way. So we're just removing it for now, so we're not going to worry about installation just yet. I will be doing some videos on the installation as well, but this is just a head removal video. So enjoy the video. I have started removing them. I'm using a wrench as well by Gear Range. I have a mechanic set from them. The good thing about Gear Range, it's the tools that they have, it's lifetime warranty. I haven't had any issues with them just yet, but if you do end up breaking them, you'll get a new one. I actually just had one tool I remember. It was a number 12 socket. It actually cracked on me, so they gave me a new one straight out of the box, so that was kind of cool. As I started removing this here, I got fine, you know, to this bolt here, but this one here, it's supposed to be the same one. I cannot actually reach my tool all the way, this E12 here, so I'll actually have to use a screwdriver or something, you know, to pop it off. It's not actually all the way in there because it's kind of snug. So as I felt it's kind of getting pinched here, I stopped pushing it in. So that's just gonna be a good thing for you guys to know. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out, and I'm gonna try to use another piece of tool and show you which one you'll need to use for it. That's gonna work. The E12 socket, it's actually takes a number 10. So this number 10 here fits just fine. I found this also in my gear wrench type of kit. So I'm gonna use that to remove it. Actually, I haven't even untightened it, so this is how tight it was. Not very tight. So that's kind of easy. The reason I decided to kind of remove this head, there's several reasons. This engine's, first of all, it's not turning over, so possibly there might be some bent valves in here. But also I have removed the transmission from this vehicle, and I cannot actually, since I cannot actually rotate the crankshaft, which is right here, I cannot remove the torque converter. So that's not cool. So I'll have to end up taking the whole engine apart just so I could do that. So anyways, I'll go ahead and take these bolts out. I'm gonna start on those. Alright, I have just pulled these bolts out from here. There's my second one. Just wanted to show you the size of this. This is at least 3.5 inches long bolt. They came out fairly easy. So next I'm gonna start working on that one. Third from the back, and then I'm gonna go to the left. So that's gonna be my 1, and then I'm gonna go 2 to the left. Okay guys, I need to go ahead and start removing these bolts. This is the type of tool I want to use, but it's kind of snug in there, so I'm gonna try to put a longer piece of pipe on there. I'm gonna try to see if I could actually remove it with that. When you have stuck bolts like this, it's a very good idea to have the proper socket, which I'm using an E16, because the way it's actually shaped, I mean, it hugs the bolt. I mean, look at these things. So it actually just hugs the bolt, and you'll have a lot less chance of stripping the bolts. So I'm gonna try to put a longer wrench in there, and I'm gonna try to see if I could remove it. Hello guys, when removing those bolts you will need some kind of bar like this. I highly recommend it. This is my Cobalt bar. I've been using it for a very long time, still works real good. But man, I'm telling you, this is on there tight, so you have to put your body into it. Just make sure you hold down, if you have an extender like I'm using. Probably don't really need an extender, but it's or at least I'm gonna probably put a smaller extender just to keep things from really wiggling. So I had my arm on here, and just, you know, to kind of keep it straight, and over there I had my right arm. But boy, that one was tight, so it seems like the other one's possibly going to be the same. So I'm going to try to get all of them loose and go from there. Hello guys, I have loosened all the bolts. All of them were very tight, so that bar type of wrench you really do need. You really have to put your arm into it. I could only imagine they probably torqued it to spec. So what I want to do now is remove these bolts. This is the third one from the back. This would be the number 1. This is the sequence when you have to like remove it. Probably the sequence on the installation as well. So you just need to first remove them one by one, and you can see how big that one is. Set it to the side. It's nice they're loose enough now to where I could actually work on it no problem. They are a little bit oily, so it's kind of slipping in the hand a little bit. So there's that one. So the next, what you want to do is you want to hop over to this here. So that's 1, 2, and then you go 3. It's a lot easier showing you guys by actually removing it, because it's going to be a lot easier to remember instead of having to write things down. So the 3 is out. Now we're gonna go for the number 4. So the number 4 is out. So then what you need to do is, so that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, then you go 5 over here. And this is exactly the sequence I loosened all the bolts. I'm actually gonna stop pulling them out because they're very greasy. So this is the 6 here. That might help me get some traction. Once I pull them out, I actually hear like this little hissing. So here's the number 7. Each bolt like it had some kind of oil underneath or something, like pressure. I hear like a little fizzling. You might maybe heard it on that one. So I'm gonna try to see about this one. That one did not do it. So here's the number 8. So then we're gonna go to 9. Remove it on that side. Yep, that one did it. This is fun. First it kind of looks like a big job, but it's not that bad. It's interesting to learn about these printers here. I also have another engine I gotta take apart because it's got a bad head gasket. So once I pull it off, I'm gonna see if it just needs the head gasket. Maybe it needs to be polished out. Just kinda give it to one of the shops, even to where they could actually polish the head. But it only has 290,000 miles, which is kind of little. I know it sounds a lot, but that's not a lot really. So here's the bolts. This is actually my first time removing this head, so some of you already done it. You know more than I do. But I'm just a do-it-yourself type of guy. I like to work on my own sprinter, that way I know exactly what's going on with it. But before doing anything, I do my research. I don't want to do a bad job and then having to take something apart again. So anyways, all the bolts are out. I'm going to try to see if I could remove it, or possibly if anything else needs to be removed before actually removing this head. But I think for the most part everything is out, because as you can see, there's really nothing in the way. Some of the stuff like this intake manifold I plan to remove together with the head. So let me see here. Yeah, that looks like there's nothing there. Yeah, that's probably pretty much it. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video, and once I get it loose, I'll start filming again. Guys, I took a closer look. I did find a couple other bolts that needs to be loosened. So basically this intake manifold, it's being held right here by 3 bolts. As far as I could tell, it's only 3. So I'm going to remove those, and that probably will be it. So it already kind of moves. If you kind of shake it, you could tell it kind of moves. So I gotta remove that piece and go from there. By the way, it's gonna take like a 8mm socket, from what I could tell. To remove these bolts down here, this is actually an E12. You could also use a 10mm to try to remove it, but E12 is gonna have a much better fit on it because it's made for it. So I'm gonna try to remove it now. Alright, I just removed both of these bolts. So one of them is a 10mm, the other one is an 8mm. And now towards the back we got a 10mm over there, and this is a better area to reach it with. So you could just do it from here. I believe I already got it loose. I removed the last bolt that was over there. We had one over here, well, right there, and then one over here, and another one like right there. So 3 bolts that was over there. I lightly lifted it from this side, and basically it just really came off pretty easy. So I'm gonna put the video away, and I'm going to go ahead and remove this head because I need 2 hands on it. One last step we gotta do before pulling off this head. We still have the chain that's on one of the gears. This gear is already pretty loose. The way to remove it is just lift it up like this and just remove it. I don't have much reach right now because I only got 2 fingers. Let me see if I could work it out of there with one hand. Yeah, there you go. I did it with one hand. So just kind of get this little gear loose and out of the way. The chain, I'm not sure like how the chain's gonna kind of come out because it's probably not attached to the head. So most likely just let it drop and just pull this little gear out, set it to the side. If you're not going to do that, it's gonna basically end up pulling, you know, the chain will be pulling on. You won't be able to pull your head out. While it's starting to rain. Okay guys, the head is out. You can tell there's really a lot of room in here now. Here is each cylinder. Of course, somehow, not sure how, but there's some junk that fell in here. And that will need to be cleaned out. So that's what the cylinders look like here. Still kind of hard to tell how those things are. And of course the chain, once you let it go, it sort of like hangs inside over here on this. So you're not going to be really losing anything. Yeah, very interesting. So it looks like, guys, if you want to remove the head without removing the engine, it is possible to do. I was told, no, you cannot do that. Nobody does that. I was told that by mechanics. And I don't necessarily want to prove anybody wrong, but I like to approach things the simple way. I'm a do-it-yourself type of guy. I just want somebody to be honest with me, and I'm trying to be honest with you guys. If it could be done, then please just let me know that it could be done. Instead of just telling me, no, it cannot be done. So this is the head gasket. Look at that. So it's on there. Let me see if it's going to come out easy or not. I'm just doing it by hand without nothing. So, yeah. Looks like several metal pieces. So we also have dowels here. There's a dowel right there. One of the dowels actually it actually fell out. I actually found it. It fell inside of one of the heads. Here it is. That's what they look like. I'm not really sure what they're there for, except what common sense is telling me. It's to kind of hold the head gasket in place and possibly help you align the head to the actual block. I'm not sure if this head gasket's any good. I'm assuming it wasn't bad. Everything was working on this vehicle, and most likely this was a new head gasket. Of course, it kind of looks old. The only reason I'm thinking that because I know a guy that actually put this together last time. One of his friends did. I just cannot imagine they would use a used one. Yep, that's what the head gasket looked like. And it being removed. So now next is to clean everything up. I'm kind of wondering, I'm also going to try to get it in this video. before anything. I'm kind of wondering if I could turn this this crankshaft here, because now the head is out. That was the whole idea of me removing the head, so I could actually turn the crankshaft, therefore allowing me access from the bottom of the engine. Of course, have the 2x4 down there to remove the torque converter for the transmission. So that was why I started this project kind of early. So if I could actually get the engine to turn over now, it would be kind of cool. So right now I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and show you the actual head as it came out. Usually I'd like to pause this video, but it did not allow me to pause because obviously you do not need to remove this. Shoot, you probably could even leave the turbo, except you would not be able to have the access to the chain tensioner, which is right there, and that would kind of suck. Unless you find a way to do it, you could probably even leave the turbo. But I would still remove it because it's kind of easy to remove it, and this head kind of sits nice and flat here, along with the intake manifold. So I'm kind of wondering, which I'm sure a lot of you are wondering this, could you remove the intake manifold without removing the head? So let's see if you can or not, if you could actually have access to it. So I could imagine you'll first need to remove this here, which is a thermostat. There's actually two types of thermostats that they sell, and you need to specify what kind you want. There's a winter one and a summer one, and they're different. So if you got the winter one, it's gonna help you warm the engine up in the winter time. So if you got a summer one installed in the winter time, if you're driving, your engine's not going to be warming up as much, therefore you'll be kind of cold in your own Sprinter. So to remove it, this is the mounts for the fuel rail. They're kind of mounted over here, and you got the engine mounts over here. I mean, you know, to lift up the engine with the chain once you actually get ready to remove the engine. So I could imagine you'll need to remove those. Then you'll have nice access to these bolts, which are also here at the bottom. So you'll just basically pull these bolts out from the top, which is, let's see, 1, 2, 3. You got another one right there, 4, 5. I cannot see that one, but I could feel it. So there's a 6th one in there. And let's see, there's a 7, and then you have some over here, which they're probably long. So let me twist this over, that way you'll actually see what I'm talking about. Yeah, it looks like you'll be able to remove it without removing the head. I didn't see why you shouldn't be able to, but if you could access these bolts, you could remove it. One last thing I wanted to tell you guys, with this little pipe here, you need to also disconnect it before removing the head. I already had mine disconnected, so I kind of forgot to mention it. And you could leave these holes right on it. So this is the actual head. I will be cleaning these holes, like right here, these holes. This is the fuel injector holes. Whenever you remove fuel injectors, these things tend to get clogged, and I'm pretty sure I got some clogged ones in here. I'll show you in one of the videos how to clean those, just using homemade tools to try to clean it, so you could save some money, not having to buy special tools and stuff. And of course over here, for, you know, I'm sure you guys already know, some of you, that this is glow plugs. This sitting right in there. I'm gonna make a video how to remove those, because these glow plugs, problem with them is you could easily break them. So you'll need to use some special tools in order to remove them properly without breaking them, because if you break it, then I mean, you could still get the stuff out of there, but geez, you know, you'll have a lot to worry about there. So anyways, this concludes the video. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate everybody that's watching and everybody that subscribes. I really appreciate you guys. You know, anybody that likes my videos. I would like you guys to feel kind of like the family, and you have a library of how to repair videos on the Sprinter to come to, and maybe recommend your friends to come to, because some of you that's expediting, and I'm sure the reason you're looking at this video, you really like your 5-cylinder diesel, just like I do. If you could tell, I got quite a few of them over here. So I got this 5-cylinder diesel here. It works, but I got to replace the head gasket. I got this 5-cylinder diesel. Everything works on here except the differential. Well, I just replaced the drive shaft, but the rear differential, I will need to actually remove it. And my plan is to make a video about removing it from this van and sticking it in that one. This is a nice van, but since I had a broken engine, it made sense to make it into a parts printer for now. But most of the time, I like to use new parts anyways. So if I ever decide to fix this, I'll fix it. There's nothing wrong with it except little body stuff, just like on most of you guys would have anyways, some rust spots that you could clean out, but it has never been an accident. It's a good van to fix later on. So this is a school van for me. First, my black one was my school van, which is kind of parked over there for the reason I was removing the head, so I could actually turn the crankshaft over. I was thinking possibly this engine went bad, maybe bent valves, but I guess it's a bad news and a good news and in the same way, because looks like the head is fine, no bent valves, so that's gonna save me some money right there. But since I've removed it, look, it will not turn. It's completely locked up. So I believe the problem with this is it's going to be needed to be approached from the oil pan. Most likely it's stuck in there, so I'll have to disconnect some stuff to get it unstuck. So that's the problem. So not all the time you could actually solve it by removing the head. Maybe first it's worth a try just to remove the bottom of the oil pan and see if there's any problem in there. So looks like next I will need to actually remove the oil pan. That's not going to be very easy to do, but I will manage. I could see just the way that I could actually get around the problem. As you could tell, there is something over here, like there's a cross beam, cross member bar, or whatever they're called. It is going right across from the engine. Some people I've heard actually cut those things off just to get access to it. I will not be cutting it off. Instead, I'm going to use it to my advantage. Most likely, I will disconnect every single bolt. And to remove the actual oil pan, what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this motor mounts, and I'm going to try to use a jack, possibly with some 2x4s or something, to actually lift the engine higher, just so I could actually remove the oil pan. So that's going to be an upcoming video, you know, next time. But anyways, I wanted to kind of get this point across that removing the head not necessarily will get your crank turning over, which I told it will. But of course, you know, everybody knows that, you know, that's only if you got bent valves, which for me to find out, since the engine's dead anyways, I got to take it apart anyways. It's, you know, it's only a matter of time from other things that's going to be going bad. So anyways, see you guys in my other videos. Thank you for watching them. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe to my videos if you like them. And please come back and watch more of my videos. I really appreciate you guys watching them. Thank you so much. Have a good day, and good luck with your Sprinter and your problems. Hopefully you could get them resolved, and if my videos help, that would be really nice. Please leave a comment or something if this video's helped, or if you guys actually would like to see more videos of me showing you other things, or making a video on some kind of topic that has to do with a Sprinter or maybe something else, because I would like to be kind of helpful and make sure that you guys will, you know, get exactly what you came here to see. Oh, one thing I want to point out, I'm not sure if this is kind of correct. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I mean, this cylinder being out like that's just kind of like far, looks to me like, and that one's a little lower and that one's much lower. Just that one being as far out as it is. Who knows? It's probably the correct way. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But anyways, thank you guys. Bye bye.